The syncing up of the video and the audio is...
Listen, no one wants to hear about that stuff, and you do it every time. Let people think it's magic and just go with it.
What do you think a Universal Studios backlot tour is? This was the scene of Hill Valley.
They make that fun. This isn't magical.
Do you know what I discovered over Christmas?
What?
Is that I was watching Gremlins.
I watched Gremlins over
And I was like, the downtown in Gremlins looks an awful lot like Hill Valley from Back to the Future. Same set.
Whoa.
How about that? Parallel universes. Hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. Behind the scenes, Back to the Future Gremlins edition. What? No, but I was so thrilled to find it out.
Yeah, that would be something you would think would get you jazzed.
It got me super duper jazzed because I found it out of my own volition, of my own accord. I didn't have to Google it.
I have a fun story to tell about the Gremlins.
Hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. I'm Brandon Birdwell. I'm one half of the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts podcasting duo.
I was going to say to tell after the intros. Hi guys, I'm Ashley Engle on the other half. Welcome to episode 83.
Welcome. One of my favorite things about Gremlins.
I have a really good story.
Is the part where the one just starts going, deagle, 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 deagle. And Ted always used to do that. And then when I had a beagle that's dead now, whenever I had a live beagle, I used to look at her and go, beagle, 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 beagle. And she
died. Then she died. Man. That's what killed her.
That's grim.
You brought it up.
That's Gremlins.
So my Gremlin story is also grim. So Jeff and I were trying to find some kind of scary movies to kind of ease the kids in. This was a couple years ago, mind you. Okay?
Minding.
So I think it was Harrison, our oldest, who had suggested the Gremlins because he had a friend who had watched it or whatever. We're watching it. You know the part where she's talking about her worst Christmas ever?
Yeah.
Where her dad dressed up like Santa?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then at the end of that story, excuse me, she says, and that's when I stopped believing in Santa Claus.
Yeah, like, whoa. Heavy.
Jeff and I, it was like that thing where I was like, oh, what? Oh, no. And I was fumbling for the remote.
Merry, heavy Christmas.
Right?
My other favorite part about Gremlins.
I think it went over their heads.
I'll tell you what else when it comes to the Gremlins.
Gory.
That dude, the inventor dad, sucks at inventing.
Yeah.
That bathroom buddy, caddy.
Not good.
It's a brick.
Superfluous.
It's superfluous. Excellent use of the word.
Took a lot of time and effort.
2 Zach Morris's phones of girth on that bathroom buddy. Spraying paste everywhere.
Yes.
Unhygienic. Also, my other favorite thing about Gremlins.
Okay, and then we'll get into
some stuff that matters. I literally said in the intro that this is the Gremlins edition.
Oh, God.
What if we just did an entire episode on Gremlins?
We might get some listeners.
Well,
I bet we would.
Doubt it.
Hashtag Gremlins, everybody.
Here's the thing about listeners is if you get them wet, they multiply.
Yeah, they do.
So here's where you just got to dump some water on the listeners. No, but just don't feed them after midnight.
Don't do it.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
The part where the Gremlins are Christmas caroling,
but
they're Christmas caroling the theme to Gremlins. They go. It's
the only song they know.
I like to, at Christmas time, go by myself, door to door, with green face paint and a stripe across the back of my head, and I just knock. And when they come to the door, I pitch pipe, which is Gremlin for now. Bring us some figgy pudding.
Bring us some figgy pudding. That's why it's so repetitive.
We won't go until we get some.
So aggressive.
Aggressive. Merry Christmas. Give me a dessert an esoteric, obscure dessert that you probably don't have.
That dessert sounds terrible. Although I do enjoy bread pudding. Quite enjoy.
Do you like figs? I
do, fresh ones.
And you like pudding?
Yeah, but I like a fresh fig.
Transitive property.
Right. So, how has your day been?
Wow.
Has it been good?
That was a labor to get out. It felt like, hey,
Well,
you guys, how's it? That was very much, oh, which by the way, I have to correct it. It's Dave Hill, Mr. Dave Hill on Instagram, not Matt Hill. The guy goes, hey, it's Dave from before.
oh, okay.
And that was very much like how he talks. How's your day been so far?
Well, my headphones unplugged and I forgot what I was saying.
It is the carpenter who blames his shoddy tools.
Okay. How's your day been?
Well, it started out.
Not great.
It's
harrowing morning.
Harrowing. You had more of a harrowing morning than I because I didn't have to leave to do the things I needed to do. I could get Benny to school with just a quick jaunt. And my morning appointment that I had for worky work pushed to the afternoon, thankfully, because it got us outside of the harrowing hours. Perilous road conditions,
guys. We had some ice this morning on the roads. That's what we're talking about.
And ice, baby, so I did it in the afternoon. But now, so that means we're recording kind of in the early evening.
I know, the night before we release. This always makes me a little nervous.
Well,
you're very reluctant to edit on anyway.
I won't do it,
and so there's no time to edit, and you won't do it.
This is a high wire act without a net.
That's how it feels, and I am sweaty.
We are on a unicycle on a high wire,
bear in a tutu
over a pool of diarrhea.
Alligators
and diarrhea.
Okay, so
Dunkaroos.
Oh, so there's an exceptionally powerful storm that's sweeping the country today.
Go ahead. Does it have a name yet?
Tracking across the central and eastern U.S.
Okay.
Okay, we've had all the winter weather. We've had flooding. We've had, and I'm talking U.S. wide. We've had ice. We've had snow. We've had wind. All of it.
Frogs, locusts. It's
plagues.
It's all happening.
Plagues. Guys, here in Oklahoma, in central Oklahoma, we had rain and. Okay, he's opening a can of fizzy
Sponsor
water.
us, Waterloo.
Sponsor us. And this morning. Truly, I know.
I love that you felt the need to qualify that was a fizzy water, so someone didn't think I just cracked a
cold
Coors
one.
Light.
It's a Pabst.
I got to talk to Ashley, and it's 5:00 somewhere.
It's a Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Wow.
Okay, so I know this is going to sound dramatic, but I have not driven on ice like that in my life.
Really?
Really.
It was that bad?
It was.
Wow.
So, but here's what I found out. It was just the route I took had not been sanded yet. It was like wrong time, wrong place.
Sandy.
And the road I take, 2 of my kids' schools are on this road. So tons of school bus traffic, tons of kids going to and from school, high school drivers. It was like an ice skating rink. High school dropouts.
They're everywhere.
It was a high school, it was like an ice skating rink on this road today.
Could you stop?
I'm still
I swear, if you reference the ice rink one more time,
I have to get an ice rink
I'm
reference
icing you out
every
of this
episode.
Well, your ice skating rink is my Michael Trepanier.
Totally.
It has to. It's like we're playing like stupid CHWH bingo. It's like, Brandon referenced Michael Trepanier. Ashley's talking about the ice rink.
That's right.
Buford's playing the harmonica again.
Guys, listen to our last episode if you have no clue what we're talking about. Or maybe still listen and you still won't know.
That seems more likely.
Right. But it took me 45 minutes to go a distance that usually takes 8.
Hate it.
And multiple cars spinning out in front of me, getting stalled out.
White knuckling.
Fishtailing.
Fishtailing.
Guys.
I hate it.
I have been anxious. I have been trying to come down from it all day. I'm not even kidding.
I don't even think you are.
It was next level. And
you come in here in a heightened state of anxiety most days. I can't even imagine. Okay, I can't even imagine it being brought on by weather. Even more so. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. I didn't have to deal with it. I did not have to. So my temperament is more even.
Well, and that's the crazy thing about it is that by midday, roads were bone dry. The sun came out. Everything was gone.
Well,
thank goodness.
That's why you got to push your appointment to the afternoon.
Oh, gosh. But I took a different way. Once I dropped the kids at school, they were both late. Everyone was late to school today. Frankly, they should have started late or canceled it.
They sent out an email that said they were excusing tardies.
Right. But I know that's a tough call for administrators, but it was harrowing. But I came home by a different road and it was fine because they had driven sand across it.
Yep.
Anyway, and cool story, bro. But guys,
job,
I've been trying to come down from it all day.
Good job with the roads. And also, I know it's difficult to sand roads. It's difficult to plan when you're going to start school. It's just everybody's doing their best.
Everybody's doing their best.
Everybody's doing their best.
In 2024.
And
that's what we can hope for.
Best.
Okay, what you been up to this week or weekend? I haven't seen you in forever.
I know, and I've been great with it. I've been on like a vacation from you, which has been great. Some might call it a staycation. It's whatever you want to call it, but it's a sibling sabbatical. And
I call
was
it a
in
yaycation.
I call it a yaycation. I super duper low key weekend. Got to see dear friends, Ted. I think it was this weekend. Ted and Sophia. I think we saw them this weekend. I think that's right. Yeah. Spent the day yesterday doing the last day of tracking for new music, and now get out your bingo cards because Michael Trepanier is going to start mixing the record.
Nice.
And that should be coming out here pretty quick.
Like quicker than you thought initially?
I don't know. It depends. It depends all on what the release schedule looks like. But as far as getting it mixed and mastered, it should be done here within the next, I would assume within the next month.
You know why?
But then
because everybody's doing their best.
Everybody's doing their best. We're all doing our best.
I know.
You're your own person. Guys, I believe in. I think you can do it.
Yeah.
Listen, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Use this as your motivation, listeners.
Yeah.
You are your own person.
Yeah.
You're doing your best.
Yes.
Sanding roads is hard. If you did it today, you did a great job.
Mixing albums is hard.
It's hard. But yeah, that should be done hopefully within a month, and then figure out the release schedule. So I'm very excited about it. We recorded saxophone,
I saw
and
that.
trumpet and flute yesterday.
Horns, brass,
woodwind instruments.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it was super fun.
I love that.
Yeah, had a great time.
I can't wait to hear it.
Well, you're not allowed.
Cool. I wanted to comment on your outfit right now because it is, first of all, from the waist up, I really love because that's what I got you for Christmas.
Yeah.
Your pullover and your hat. Looking sharp. They're in your palette.
Yeah.
And that's why. You have on your Southwest Pot Shop shorts, your wool,
Southwest Pot Shop,
your
smart wool
socks that are pulled up to your shins. They're shiny. They're not.
No, I'm letting them breathe.
And then you have on like your medical grade Crocs.
Yeah.
Guys, they don't have breathing holes.
They
look like something a nurse would wear. Perhaps a PA.
They're not attractive shoes. And I know that.
They're not.
I know that in my soul. But man, they feel great.
They feel good.
On my feet. I posted them yesterday
I saw
on Instagram. And
I could tell you were wearing your overalls with them.
And I got to tell you something.
Okay.
Well, what's funny is I made it a point. There's not a single tracking day on this record that I haven't been wearing one of my ridiculous garments. Yeah. Drug runner shorts for the full first half.
Yes.
And then when it cooled down, it's been overalls and Crocs.
Yes.
And I got to tell you, you can hear it.
You can hear it
in the tunes. That's why we're rocketing right to the middle, guys.
Side A, pot shop shorts.
Pot shop shorts.
Side B,
overalls. And guys, it's my pièce de résistance.
Yeah.
Because I did it wearing this drip. But what I'm saying is I posted these Crocs online.
You did.
I got more engagement on these dumb Crocs than anything. No one cares what I'm doing musically. They care what I'm doing shoesically. All they care about is what stupid thing I'm wearing now. And now I've set an expectation.
I got to up my game.
I'm going to write a shoesicle, and it's going to...
So dumb.
I mean...
So stupid. But I like it. Well,
the top of the cobbler is coming to town. He's got his Crocs on. He's walking around. He records music, but you don't care because his music is all you care about. Ba 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 ba. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Music.
It's a new genre.
Oh.
It's a new genre I'm pioneering called shoesic, where it's just I record based on what footwear I've got.
I think you should incorporate. Well, it's too late now. You're out of the studio.
This song sounds like Tiva's.
That's what I'm saying. In the background,
anything with a djembe. I'm just playing.
Just stomping.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Marching in place. Those are Crocs.
I hear
it.
Those are made of Croc. I hear it. They're squishy. The percussion track is squishy.
I love it. Well, speaking of garments,
Go ahead.
I don't know if you were paying attention.
I wasn't.
To the gift I was opening on Christmas morning that was 2 sweatsuits. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm wearing one half of one presently. It's large.
You're wearing one half of one of the sweatsuits?
One half of one of the sweatsuits.
So you're wearing 1/4 of a sweatsuit.
Yeah.
Bundle.
The top. That's it. But one is green and one is gray.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you that when I tried these on, it was apparent to me very quickly, these are the wrong size by like 2 sizes. They are
too small or too big?
Too large.
Oh, that's great.
Probably 2 sizes too large, these sweatsuits.
That's great though.
And
I love
the pants have a drawstring.
Yeah.
And you know what I did? I cinched them up because they feel so good on the inside. Oh. It's the perfect weight. And I thought, I'm not going to exchange these.
No.
This is how I'm going to look all year.
I'll tell you this right now.
And my poor family, but also I don't care.
What's
They're
awesome
the most unflattering garments I've ever had on my body.
I am giving you like affirmation and support and being like, no, totally. But you know what I wear. Yeah. So take this with a real unattractive grain of salt. Take it with a sodium overload.
Please.
In my opinion, a sweatsuit can never be too large unless it physically falls off of your body
Which
at a
these
Walmart.
do unless I cinch it up.
Well, but you can cinch it. And it's simple. One might even say that it's a cinch. It's not hard to do. But the thing about it is, a sweatsuit can certainly be too small.
It really can. It really can.
You can show up in a way too small sweatsuit.
I'm thinking Sandy Lyle.
Yeah, dude, totally.
From Polly, Along Came Polly.
God, dude, the fall when he walks in the room to start the movie is dynamite.
That whole movie.
He's great.
Oh.
He's 100% the star of that show for me. But yeah, Sandy Lyle or just some dude going up the stairs of his mom's basement. Yes. He's just got belly hair, mustard stain.
Yeah.
Mom, Hot Pockets.
What I'm telling you is this
probably wearing shoes like these.
Yeah, Crocs or no shoes.
These are mom basement shoes.
This is the energy I'm bringing to 2024.
Big sweatsuit energy. I'm bringing that BSC, baby. Who's ready 2024? Here,
I could not be happier about it. Jeff, not so much.
Here comes a bubbly schlubbly. I'm bringing it. You don't know what I'm working with.
I'm sweating. I'm sweating into 2024.
I look like I'm ready to eat a broasted turkey at any moment because I can expand inside my garment. I may as well be wearing the parachute from gym class when we were kids.
I could put on several pounds and no one would know.
I could put a hula hoop under these pants with suspendies to hold them up.
But there's some of my favorite garments I've ever been gifted.
Pretty great.
They're so thin and just...
They give you the emotional support and the hug of a sweatshirt without bogging you down and making you feel too hot.
That's it.
It's like a long sleeve tee with a little more heft.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm into it.
I feel embraced by my sweatsuits.
I think that too large a sweatsuit is a myth.
You can talk to Jeff about it. Okay.
Has he been just silently judging you?
Totally.
Good for him.
Totally.
Good for him.
And I said, I'm sorry, but also I'm not sorry.
Right. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. BSE. BSE 2024.
He's jealous. Okay. I want to talk some about my last week. We mentioned in our last episode that we... Stop it.
Es verdad.
With your face.
This is the one I got.
Quit it.
If you want to talk to HB and Crindy about it, feel free.
Feel free.
Because they are the ones who bestowed this face, this visage.
You're judging me already.
But
some really funny things happened, and I want to get your take.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was muy divertido.
Okay. Guys, we mentioned last week that we had to record early because of some scheduling conflicts. My scheduling conflicts.
Thank you.
And it's because we went on another trip, guys. Within a 2.5 week span.
You nailed it. Back to back.
It was crazy. But what we did this week is I've mentioned before that Jeff's parents, Deb and Dave,
are
members of a resort in Mexico, and they have been for almost 10 years.
So they're very well respected around those parts.
Well,
they're the big cheeses.
I mean,
and you know what? Well deserved.
I don't know.
Well deserved big cheeses. Quesos grandes.
They love this place, and they're so generous with us that they share it, and we go together at Christmas sometimes.
I will say that I have had the pleasure of going once before,
Yes.
and can confirm that it is a wonderful.
It's fabulous.
It's a great spot.
It's a great spot. So we haven't been for a couple years. They invited us to go back this year. So that's where I was in Mexico at a place called near Puerto Morales, Mexico, which is near Cancun at a resort.
Yeah.
What? Are you laughing at my accent?
No, I just really am enjoying the story.
I don't think
Thus
that's
far.
true. Okay, so we've spent a lot of time in airports over the last couple weeks. And it got me thinking about airport culture. How do you feel about airports?
I like an airport.
Do you like one? What do you like about it?
It depends how long I have to be in said airport.
Yes.
It depends. Listen, if I can sit in a Chili's too,
Yeah.
and have
I love an airport Chili's too.
have a Coors Light and a
Bloomin' Onion?
and a triple dippers.
Yes.
Triple dippers, please.
Yeah.
Well, this is because you get three things. And
Yeah.
I'll sit in an airport and enjoy it. Now, there's a threshold at which I'm like, okay, get me out of this airport.
Yes.
I find
Also,
that,
if it's a bad airport.
I find that the rules regarding time don't exist in an airport.
No.
You see people having a beverage at
A cocktail at 8 a.m.?
7 a.m. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter because you're in a vortex of space and time is no longer a thing.
It's true. And you might have been awake for 24 hours at that point.
Back when I used to travel a lot more for work, not at Jeff level because I'm not a CIA operative, but
You can't say that on the podcast.
I can't. Sorry, redacted.
Redacted.
But I was a toilet paper salesman, which sounds an awful lot like a cover for a CIA operative, but nope.
Maybe we're looking at the wrong guy.
I just sold bathroom tissues. Now, guys, people who call them Kleenexes, right out of here because that's a name brand. I sold Angel Soft Ultra.
Yeah.
And it's by far the superior tissue.
Sponsor us, Angel Soft.
Please. I used to get it for free. Oh, God, the heaven that was.
Those were
I had
the
a
days.
storage unit full of 2-ply.
Those were the days.
I literally had a storage unit full of toilet paper.
Not many people can say that.
Floor to ceiling TP. And anytime it was time to get TP, I would go and I would unlock it and then just roll up that roll up door. And then it would go glowing. The finest toilet paper in all the land, all for me, floor to ceiling. A 12 by 12 storage unit of toilet paper. And this is not hyperbole. This is as true a statement as I've ever made on this podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So back when I was a traveling toilet paper salesman,
He was, guys.
I spent a fair amount of time in Atlanta and Wisconsin because there were operations in both of those.
Yeah.
And there was one time when I got stranded in I think it was the Atlanta airport for like 6 hours. And but I just found myself a corner at like a Chili's too, or like a Buffalo Wild Wings or something. And I sat there by myself and I watched like an entire season of the HBO show Oz, like just by myself.
Whoa,
And it was like the greatest airport experience
of my
ever.
life.
If I could relive it every day like Bill Murray and Groundhog Day, I would.
That's the one I choose.
I'm going to wake up and I'm going to head to the Atlanta airport. I'm going to get myself a triple dippers.
Oh, oof.
And I'm going to see what goes on in a maximum security prison.
Wow.
It was a weird time in my life, guys. I was traveling the world to sell toilet paper to strangers, and I was
Living it up.
living it up at a Chili's too by myself. Sad. Who's this sad traveler over here just making sounds like, oh no. What's going on in the rec yard today? No. Don't let him take your cornbread. Don't do that. Also, where's the guards? Where are the guards? Who greased their palms to let this happen?
Sir, would you like another triple dipper?
Yes, please. And you know what? Just bring me, can I get 6 dippers?
Gotta keep them coming.
You guys running a BOGO on the triple dippers? What's the Wi-Fi password? I need to watch Oz by myself. No. Not the Wizard of Oz. Not the whimsical fantasy.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the tale of a maximum security prison and then the goings on.
Oh, Brandon.
It's a pretty great show. It has one season that really jumps the shark, but other than that, it's pretty great.
Pretty good. Well, I do not enjoy airports in general.
Oh, okay.
But like you, if I can find a good spot,
At a Chili's.
it's all about a good spot.
It's got to be a good spot.
To park it, and my favorite thing to do is people watch. I quite enjoy it.
Me too. They just have to be in maximum security prison and
Sure.
fictional.
I enjoy seeing what people wear in an airport.
Oh, man.
Airport fashion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Comfort. It's all about comfort.
Well, for some people.
Not for all.
I did not wear my massive sweatsuit. Maybe I should have.
Did you wear slip-on shoes?
No.
Okay. Just asking.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you gotta take
Not
your
this
shoes
time.
off. Oh, you might not have to take your shoes off though, because you're
No.
TSE pre-checked.
That's what I'm saying.
Check you out.
I know. Okay, but I do enjoy people
The
watching.
rest of us are at a Chili's too, while we're in the Ambassadors Club,
Stop it.
eating caviar and getting hot towels.
Well, I have mentioned that traveling with Jeff is a totally different experience.
Well, it's because you're traveling with royalty.
Well, and he's so knowledgeable about travel. He knows every airport. He knows the tricks of the trade.
He's a pro.
That's what I'm saying.
He
So
knows
it's a whole different thing.
He could literally close his eyes and find his way to every Chili's 2 in the country
Absolutely.
by scent. He would just float like a cartoon character who smells a pie.
Yes. Looking for the bloomin' onion. No, that's at Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah, but
Awesome Blossom.
Awesome Blossom is
That's
Chili's.
what it is. Okay.
But the Bloomin' Onion is Outback Steakhouse.
That's right. Sponsor us, Outback Steakhouse.
Sponsor is Chili's.
Okay, in the Oklahoma City airport, which has been redone.
It's much nicer now.
It's very nice.
First off, let us not shortchange it. Its title is the Will Rogers World Airport.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The food
Please and
options
thank
so
you.
much better.
So much better.
There are a couple shops in there now. Although I did notice one of the shops selling succulents. So you're gonna buy a cactus?
So you're gonna travel with a cactus?
That's what I was wondering.
Does it get its own seat?
I don't know. And
Or
they
do you
didn't-
just sit there holding a cactus like someone's painting you
Yeah.
the whole way?
The whole way of all the unwieldy items.
As you're just getting into your seat, you have to get to the new seat. Hi. Hi.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, it's my cactus.
My emotional support cactus.
Just don't get poked by my emotional support cactus.
I just thought that was the weirdest thing to be selling.
Wake
and they
me
had
up.
a whole shelf of them.
Wake me up when beverage service comes, please. And you just sit there and you nestle in with your cactus. You buy 2, you have cacti.
So weird.
And they just sit on your little fold out
Your tray.
Your tray. Oh, could you skeet these to the side?
So weird.
Hi.
Hi.
Excuse me. Hi. Is this taken? Hi. Oh God, cactus lady now? If I gotta fly next, what's worse? Traveling toilet paper salesman who wants to tell you Brandon's the name toilet paper's the game. Where are you from, friend? Or do you want to sit next to succulent Sally all the way?
I'm telling you what.
Hey.
It was the weirdest thing. I love that that's the way Sally
I don't
talks.
know. Well, because to me, it's so like Sally forgot to check in. We're on Southwest. You don't know anything about that.
I love Southwest.
Okay.
I have a Southwest credit card.
Well, you've been talking a lot of shade about my Southwest shorts, so maybe you need
different.
to back up. And also,
different.
so far today, you have run down my Southwest shorts.
I didn't run them down. I said you were wearing them.
You have run down cacti.
What are you trying to do? Do you hate the
You're going to
Southwest?
start ripping on Roadrunners next? What's your problem? Get it together. Ew, red and green chilies are sick.
I love red and green
Ugh,
chilies.
turquoise, out of here with
Love
turquoise.
it.
No, but listen, she forgot to check in because she was too busy having fun with the gals.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Or she was succulent shopping at some other shop. I don't know.
Yes.
But she has to get a middle seat.
Okay.
And so she's very meek and timid.
Yeah.
Because she's the kind of lady that buys a cactus at the airport.
Yeah.
She's this kind of person. And so she has to get in the middle seat,
Right.
but she has to go up to the people and she feels uncomfortable addressing them. So she goes, hi. Is that seat taken? And she's cactus. And she's also very self-conscious about the fact that she has a cactus, but she simply could not purchase it
Couldn't
because
resist it.
it's like when you connect with an animal.
Yeah,
It's like, that one's coming home with me.
absolutely.
That's my cactus.
Yeah.
That's one succulent cactus.
That was so funny to me. Okay, I have a funny story from the plane ride there, and I want you to tell me if I did the right thing, okay? So in the seat, in the row in front of me, but diagonally.
Did you take your shoes off? Did you fly barefoot?
No.
Oh, okay.
Ew. Ew to that.
I know, I agree.
Ew.
I just was going to tell you, if you did do that, you did the wrong thing.
No.
Okay, just making
Even
sure.
if you're wearing sandals, keep them on. Okay. So she's
Public service announcement.
PSA, guys. PSA. So she's across the aisle from me in diagonal. She is traveling with 2 little girls.
Okay.
And I hear her telling the guy next to her how, well-traveled her children are and how well-behaved they are on planes. And they actually were. They were darling and they were perfectly behaved on the plane. So in the middle of the flight, one of her girls needs to go to the restroom. So she stands up with her daughter, and I realize, like a second too late, I have not spoken with her at all, that her dress, she's wearing a short dress, because even though it's cold here, we're going to Mexico. Her dress is tucked up into her undergarments.
Right. Yeah.
Just
Full-blown.
completely showing.
Oh, no.
Completely. It's tucked into the waistband of it.
Yeah.
Brandon.
Oh, no. I mean,
I realized a couple seconds too late where she was already down the aisle. She walked.
ma'am,
She,
ma'am.
and then what do you do?
Ma'am.
She walked the length of the plane.
It's like a
way.
runway in Milan. All the way.
And I felt so bad. And I couldn't stop her.
Sometimes I just be doing that just for fun.
Just for the attention.
Dude, sometimes what I do is I like to tuck it up and then I just go cheek in first class, letting them all know that someone from Coach is coming up here.
That actually would have been worse if she had gone up to use the first class restroom, because they're facing forward and they see it going. So my hope, I literally thought this.
Phones come out.
No, right, in this day and age. But so my hope is that most people didn't see it.
Just you. You fell on that grenade for
Me,
everyone.
and then the guy in front of me saw it too.
I mean,
because he made a face and I was like,
the thing is, okay,
what do we do?
So here's the thing. It was clearly not on him to say anything.
No, it wasn't.
Because if he's like, madam,
oh, right?
that's creepy.
I know.
But it's helpful, but it's also creepy. So you choose to just abstain.
Right.
If you're him, you just avert your gaze
and pretend like you
and
didn't
you
see.
move on.
I know.
You move on and you hope that she can too. And we all live happy, happy lives moving forward. Now you, on the other hand,
I should have, but it was too late. Then I would have drawn more attention to
female,
her. Right, a mom.
fellow traveler,
Yeah.
mom,
Yeah.
pastor.
Oh, you got me. Arrow to the heart.
Ma'am, your skirt is showing your backside to God and everyone. And I know because I got a direct line to the big man.
No, but for reals, it's like she was far enough down the aisle that if I had chased her or yelled at her, it would
Bumblebee tuna. Bumblebee tuna.
have made a way bigger scene.
Ha!
Anyway.
Ha! Ha! Miss! Miss! I see it all! You're gonna be so embarrassed! Does a flight attendant say something?
I mean, I think so, but there wasn't one at that time.
Please make sure that your seats are in the upright and locked position, your tray tables are put away, and your skirt is not tucked into the back of your underpants. We're descending now. Please make sure that your phones and devices are in airplane mode, and please make sure that your tuchus is covered. I can't believe I have to say this on an airplane in 2024. Ma'am, you've raised 2 children. You can't
They're world travelers.
You can't wear a skirt, but you can take kids around the world?
I'm telling you. I have really, there have been a couple times where I've thought of that and I felt a little bit guilty that I didn't try to do
Oh
more.
my gosh, you skirted the issue.
I skirted it. I skirted my duties.
Oh my gosh, she skirted her duties.
Okay.
Man, a person who has an accident while wearing a skirt skirted their duties that's my new thing that I'm going to say.
Please don't.
If I-
Because then you're that guy talking about skirts. Don't talk about skirts.
Talking about skirts.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Okay, a funny thing about Mexico this year is that our friends, Jess and Levi, were there with their boys.
Some say that her skirt is still tucked into her underwear. Legend says that she still walks these aisles. And when the full moon is out, legend says...
Brandon, poor lady.
Was it a full or was it like a waxing crescent or like a waning crescent?
It was full.
Oh my gosh.
Fully out. Bless her heart.
What was funny about?
Is that our friends Jess and Levi and their boys were there.
Yeah, I know. I got a picture of your
did.
husband and Levi mocking me.
Gosh, my throat.
Go ahead.
Frog in there.
Frogging.
Frogging. But we knew that would just activate your FOMO.
It did.
It really did.
Yeah, I love it. We knew that it would activate your FOMO, so we went ahead and sent it.
I didn't.
Well,
after they sent it, I said, he'll be upset about that.
You said, you guys are bad guys.
Be upset about that.
You guys are bad guys. Mm-hmm. That's what I thought.
So Jess and Levi had taken their boys before, after we had all been together. Jess, Levi, you, Lindsay, me, Jeff. Mm-hmm. And so they took their boys. So anyway.
And I was voted off the island. We were collectively voted out.
I didn't even know they were going to be there because Jess texted me and she said, "Are you bringing your caftan to Mexico?" And I said, maybe. And she goes, "Well, I'll bring mine. We'll take a picture." And I said, "You're going to be there?" Didn't even know.
As long as you're fine with mine being tucked into my granny panties,
then I will totally go. Okay, here's another funny story, and I thought of you immediately, and I couldn't wait to tell you this. So, one of the greatest parts about this resort is the food, right? And the breakfast specifically. There's a whole buffet. There's an omelet station. Just chilaquiles.
Mm-hmm. Go
Is
ahead.
that how we pronounce it?
Yeah, sure.
Not really.
Yeah,
sorry, Zeke.
chilaquiles.
Okay.
Right? Chilaquiles.
All kinds of
Por
delicious.
desayuno?
Yeah.
That's breakfast, right?
Oh.
Desayuno.
Okay.
Zeke will tell me if I'm dumb.
He will. Our Spanish consultant. So I was standing in line and I had on my plate it was something wrapped in a banana leaf, and I didn't even care what it was. You know, I was like, I'll take that. That
was like a surprise.
That looks
like
delicious.
It's like a Kinder egg.
Yeah.
There's something in
What's
it.
in here?
What's gonna be in here?
So I'm standing there with it, and this lady next to me, she was darling. She was probably in her 60s. She was from Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
And she was like, what's that? And I said, I don't know exactly what that is.
Sure.
I think it might be a tamale, but I'm not sure. And she looked at it and she goes, maybe tamalo. And she shook her shoulders.
That's pretty great. That's pretty great.
It made my whole day.
That's pretty great. Listen. An unsolicited pun from a stranger is primo.
And it caught me off guard. I was like, look who joined the party.
Look who joined the party. Tamale Tammy over here.
Tamale Tammy.
She just showed up with a little shoulder shake.
Little shoulder shake.
Little sass.
Okay, another funny story.
Keep them coming. This is great. This is good. This is great content. You keep them coming.
Somebody's got to keep this thing moving.
And it's not going to be me.
I'm going to stall it out.
That's what I do. I'm going to spin my wheels on the ice of my... Boy, I was going to go with that.
Route to school.
Okay. Well, hated that.
Me too. Okay. So on the way home, we're in Cancun airport, but we're about to get on the plane. So Hope and I ran to the restroom one last time.
Sure.
Here's the thing about the Cancun airport. There are no women's restrooms. There's like 2 in the whole thing.
Huh.
They did not plan this correctly. Did not. There's always lines stretching all the way down the terminal. It's a whole thing.
And there's a bunch of men's restrooms?
No, it's just always faster.
So you just made it about, okay, cool.
No, men it's just a faster thing. You know, there's always a line at the ladies.
It depends.
Never at the gents. You know how it goes. Anyway, we're standing in line for a really long time.
Sure.
And we get in to the restroom proper, finally, Hope and myself. And there's a changing table, which usually is in a stall, which is nice. Because you don't think about this, but I'm sure babies appreciate the privacy.
Yeah, they care about that. Babies think about that.
So it's in the wall. So in order to bring the changing table down, this mother who came into the room had to pull it down in the middle of the line.
Yeah.
Right? So like we're lined up against the wall and she's right there with her baby.
It's like a doo-doo Murphy bed.
exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So she brings in this baby, which is probably 9 months old.
Okay.
10 months old. Not talking.
Old enough to know better, though.
Okay. So Hope, she pulls down the changing table between Hope and me.
Okay.
So it's dividing us in the line.
Okay.
And the mom puts the baby down on the changing table. And I just kind of jokingly was like, they need a little curtain. Like, just like they need a little curtain for privacy.
There you go.
And so the mom, I guess, thought it kind of opened up conversation with me. So she starts to change the baby's diaper. And it was silent in this restroom, right? Most of the women didn't know each other, so it was silent. This mother starts screaming when she started. She was like, God, it's bad. Oh my gosh. Oh no, oh no, oh no. But what did you eat though? But why is it green?
That baby doesn't
Why are there
speak-
seeds in it?
But that baby doesn't speak English.
I know.
That baby doesn't know. She was speaking to you guys
About this.
through
That's
her
what I'm saying.
baby.
That's
Her
what I'm
baby
saying.
was like the conduit for her to feel like, I'm going to discuss how gross my baby's seedy diarrhea is with a bunch of
so
strangers in the baño.
And then she kept saying things like, why don't you ever do this? And she wasn't yelling at her baby, but she was like, why don't you ever do this when it's daddy's turn to change you?
She was doing shtick. She was doing
shtick.
She was doing diarrhea baby shtick.
She was.
And
nobody was responding. That's what made it all the more
because
awkward.
none of you were her 9-month-old baby.
Or anyone who knew her.
If she would have turned to you and said, Madam, do you see how seedy my baby's diarrhea is? You would have felt inclined to say, that's pretty seedy baby diarrhea, ma'am. And
I tried to preempt it by saying they should have a curtain because
God.
Hope was horrified. It was right. Hope was down at the bottom end.
she's eye level.
She was high.
She's in the splash zone.
She's in the
She's literally like, they should issue ponchos for where Hope was.
It was a very poorly placed changing table.
Gosh, Hope, do you see how seedy that baby's diarrhea is?
It was so weird. And
don't
she
care
kept
for that.
saying, she kept going, but it was fake gags.
Yeah.
And she kept going, it's offensive.
What if she
It was
would-
a whole show.
What if she would have been doing that and then like you didn't realize, but she actually did just barf everywhere?
No,
just
that's not what happened.
No, 'cause she
and I'm sorry for how gross this story is, guys.
you-
What I'm talking
what I
about
love is that you took us down this path.
well, I did because it happened and it was very strange.
And guys, we have committed to be real with you on this podcast.
That's right.
And whether it's mental health or seedy baby diarrhea, we're
Right.
going to talk about it.
Well, and it's a fact of life. You know,
Oh,
most of us are aware of how unpleasant it is to change a baby's diaper.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. That lady wanted everyone to be hyper aware of how unpleasant
the thing.
her baby's
And
diapers
it made
were.
me think, like, even though her baby is very young and didn't know or didn't care, I thought, how embarrassing for her baby. You're just out here embarrassing your baby preemptively.
Some of that negative energy gets in there.
Well, you have to think.
That baby is going to have
Shame,
poo-poo shame for the rest of its life.
guys. But like there were a lot of looks exchanged by women in the line.
Yeah.
Just like, what? This is not okay.
First the lady with the skirt and now this. What's going on?
Guys, it was really
I
something.
had to spend the entire flight next to Cactus Girl, and now I come in here and I've got Diarrhea Mommy doing her tight five for the Comedy Store.
It was so strange, guys. So strange. Another thing I realized while standing in bathrooms and standing in the lines in bathrooms is how much it annoys
Another
me.
thing I've learned from standing in the lines in bathrooms
The Ashley
is
Engle
a
story.
great memoir.
It is, right?
And
Is
it's
how
just
much
you.
it bothers me when people cut the line anywhere.
People do that.
Yes. This is what I'm saying. There are no lines in men's restrooms, so
There are
you wouldn't
two.
know about this.
There are two.
Yeah.
But it's just we have a sense of propriety around it.
It happened to me twice on this trip.
We don't change babies. We don't talk
You
about
do.
changing babies.
Yes, you do. I mean, you changed them. You better.
Oh, that's a good changer.
It's a
That's good
team. Team
diaper
effort.
changer. I never found it that bad.
Man,
I
did.
would rather change a baby diaper.
Okay.
Not any baby diaper, just my son's diaper.
Of course.
I would rather do that than deal with snot.
That's Jeff.
It will.
And see, I'm the opposite.
Snot will make me barf.
Okay. Sure.
Not in a fake way.
No, for reals.
Legit hork.
For realsies.
For realsy pukies. But a diaper I could do.
See, I'm the opposite.
I never thought I could.
I'll wipe a nose, but I have a problem with the diaper sometimes.
I'll wipe a nose with a diaper. Is what I'll do.
And that'll put an end to both things.
You'll quit snotting and you'll quit pooping because you don't want it.
Gosh, I knew this would take us to this place. But anyway, it happened to me twice on this trip where people cut the line. And I don't know if I look just like a sucker. Like, oh, she won't mind.
You look like you're going to let it happen.
Do I? Do I put off that energy?
Hi. Hi, I gotta really go. Hi. No, it's fine. You go. It's fine.
They should put a curtain around this.
If I let you go first, will you hold my cactus while I go? Because the changing table's taken.
There's no shelf.
I was gonna put my cactus on the changing table, but there's a poopy baby.
Oh my gosh. But it happened to me once in a restroom. We had been waiting forever because, again, no bathrooms in the Cancun airport. This lady just jumped in front of me and she goes, I was here.
Oh,
and I thought, no, you weren't.
She's got big sweatsuit energy.
I know. And then another time, this was even worse, was when we were back at the DFW airport after coming back into the country, going through customs and that whole thing. Mm-hmm. The line was unbelievable. We'd already been standing in it for 10 minutes.
10?
Right. It had snaked all the way around and we had made our way finally into the room where it would all happen. And this lady brought her family and got in front of me and goes, is this okay? And I said, the line starts back there.
Did you really?
I did.
That's big sweatsuit energy.
Right? And I wasn't rude. I just said, oh no, the line starts back there. Because at first I didn't understand what she was asking me. But then I was proud of myself and I thought, yes, no.
Did you just
we all have to wait.
Did you just hold up your TSA pre-check card?
No.
And say back of the line.
No.
Agnes, back of the line.
No, but it just reminded me of how much of I'm a rule follower and I think they're there for the betterment of all.
Sure.
And it drives me crazy when people think the rules do not apply to them.
Sure.
It goes all over me.
Yeah,
My Enneagram 1 wing comes out and I say, the line starts back there.
Hey, listen, good for you. And
I was nice about it. And then I turned around and the people 2 behind me.
Did they applaud?
They let her. No, they let her get in. And her whole family. I would never.
You were like on the Pretzel Day episode of The Office when Stanley and Michael are like making Bob Vance go to the back of the line.
Yes.
And Stanley just starts going, boo, boo. It's the only time. And then they high five, Stanley and Michael. That's one of the only times you see Michael and Stanley like really on the same like side as on Pretzel Day.
I didn't boo her and I wasn't rude. I just said, oh, the line starts back there.
You should have booed her.
No.
Should have booed that mom who was trying to do shtick. My favorite part of that story was how waiting 10 minutes is just untenable for a TSA pre-check person.
No, I'm just saying that's how long it was.
10 minutes.
No, it was way longer than that.
10 minutes.
I said we had already
minutos.
Okay.
10 minutes for the baño.
It was 20 additional beyond that point.
30 minutes?
Brandon.
That is pretty long.
Right?
That's pretty long.
Thank you. And so for someone to just bring their whole family and just, is this okay? No.
It's like the people who, whenever you're merging, they try to get to the very front in their car and get in. My favorite thing to do is like play Pac-Man, straddle the line and eat the lines like dots so you can't let them get over.
You're that guy?
Yeah, not all heroes wear capes. Some people put it out
there.
Those
lines are there for a reason, Brandon.
Yeah, to make sure that I can straddle them and not let this jabroni get to the front of the line.
I bet they love you. Don't do that. That's scary. It's dangerous.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Don't do that.
I'll do it.
In this day and age.
I'll do it. I'll do it right in your face.
Don't do it. How is your algorithm?
As I referenced, Mr. Dave Hill. I just wanted to correct that.
Yeah.
I followed a new one and I sent it to you the other day. It's called Eatin' Good with Fred and Jean.
Okay. I like the sound of this.
And it's a lady named Jean.
Okay.
And she's eating good.
Yeah.
And it's spelled Eaton. I can only assume her name's Jean Eaton.
Oh, please.
And I think her husband, Fred, she's referenced numerous times. I wish he was here to taste it. So I think Fred maybe has passed away.
Oh, no.
But she keeps it alive in memoriam of him. And she eats food and she just is always talking about it. And it's just like homemade food. Like it's not like
that she makes.
Yeah, it's not like restaurant. It's just stuff she makes.
Yeah.
And she always zooms in on it and goes, I bet y'all want a piece. Yeah. Or I bet y'all want a taste. And I was like, yeah, Jean, I do.
I do. I'm hungry now.
And I, like the other night, I literally happened upon her and I just went and followed because this is the kind of positive vibes that I need in my life right now. Eating good with Fred and Jean. Sponsor us. Hunger us.
Sponsor us, Jean. I have a new woman that I'm following. Her handle is Looper Som. Her name's Sarah Looper, and she's a sommelier.
Oh.
Yeah. But she's like super relatable and
this is really
funny.
Great because I thought it was going to be psalm, like psalm.
Oh, like scripture.
Yeah. And this just...
It's wine.
This is a nice break.
It's wine.
Yeah.
But she's very like funny and relatable, and she's great. My friend Emily sent her to me. Hi, Emily. The other one is a guy named Burl's Art.
It's a great name.
And he's a luthier.
Ooh, so he makes gortars?
And he makes them out of colored pencils.
I bet they sound awful.
But the whole process where he like epoxies them and puts them, they're beautiful because they're like rainbow and he does designs. Anyway, it's pretty cool.
I love that.
I don't think he only does colored pencils.
I have a buddy who's a luthier. I haven't seen him in quite some time.
It's quite the skill.
His name's Jason.
Hi, Jason.
I call him Cakins.
Okay.
Jason Cakins.
Okay.
I just call him Cakins. It's like when you have a dog and then their name starts out as one thing and it evolves. It's like your dog was named Lucy, but now her name's Gubanji. Like, what?
Exactly.
Come here, Gubanji. It's time to have your nibbins.
And she knows what you mean.
And she just like, yep, here we go. Gubanji got called. Paging Gubanger. He's a luthier. He's friends with Teddy, and
very cool.
He makes his own gortars.
Nice.
Out of wood from a tree.
Imagine.
It's crazy.
What you been watching, reading, or listening to?
I've been listening to a lot of. I think I might have referenced it before, but the record "The Hour of Bewildered Beast" by Badly Drawn Boy. Been listening to a lot of that. I had a thing that I literally was looking at it just earlier so I would remember what I was listening to, but I've already completely forgotten it, so it's fine.
Very cool.
I know, right? Watched a movie called Saltburn on Netflix. Mm-hmm. It's 2 hours that I won't get back.
Oh, why'd you keep going?
Because I started it.
Okay. You're one of those.
I'd come too far.
Sure.
You know?
Okay.
And so
it's like the lady down the aisle. She'd gone too far.
She'd gone too far.
And I couldn't stop her.
My metaphorical skirt was tucked into my pants.
Yes.
And every time I got up to go refill my water, cheeks. What about you? What are you watching?
So I did watch some good stuff on the airplane. Okay. So the first thing I watched was Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, which is a film adaptation of the Judy Blume book from the 1970s. Sure. And many of our listeners, probably because we're of a certain age, read that book growing up. Now, I think the timing of this release is fantastic because this is one of the most banned books of all time.
Oh.
And it is a beautiful story. It is a coming-of-age story. And it's all about a girl growing up, and she has questions, puber-duber-duber-doobie, all of that.
Sure.
Plus, she's questioning faith because her father is Jewish and her mother was raised Christian. And that's where the title of the book comes from. Like, she's talking to God and she's trying, which religion should I be? Should I be a religion? This whole thing. Okay. And it's a beautiful coming-of-age story. And I thought, yes, 2023, well done to make this into a movie.
Yeah.
It was great. I loved it. It was very nostalgic too. Very 70s childhood. It's great. Rachel McAdams played the mom. She was great.
I like McAdams.
I do too.
I thought of what I was listening to earlier today.
Cool, say it.
Do you remember The Replacements?
Yeah.
The Replacements. I love The Replacements. And
Did you?
Yeah, and I haven't listened to them for a long time. Started listening to them, and every single song I'm like, man, banger. It's great. It's great.
Nice.
I'd forgotten how much I like The Replacements, so I've been listening to them some this week.
Speaking of bangers, one of the other movies that I watched on a plane that I have not seen yet, and we talked about it, is Yesterday.
Oh, it's so good.
What a special movie.
Yeah.
About the singer-songwriter who gets in an accident and wakes up in a world where there are no Beatles.
Yeah.
And there never were.
Not the Bugs, the
musicians. And so I've been listening to a ton of Beatles.
Yeah, I'm due for another crazy deep dive in the Beatles. When I do Beatles, I'll do them like nonstop for 6 months. Yeah. And then I'll listen to other stuff and come back. So I'm due for another one. Gosh,
that movie was fantastic. If you haven't seen that, guys, it is special. We watched it with our kids even, and they loved it.
It's great. It's pretty great. And it just reminds you of every single song. You're like, God, they're so good.
Every song.
And they did all of it before they were 30.
That's what you said.
They did it all before they were
How
30.
dare they?
These just a bunch of cheeky lads from Liverpool.
How dare they?
Did it in their 20s.
Rude.
Here I am.
Stop it.
Here I am eking them out.
Stop it. Anyway, your journey's different. It's a different trajectory.
My guys, I don't know if you know this, but my musical trajectory is different than John Paul, George, and Ringo's. I'm not.
Stop.
Guys, I'm not the Beatles. Okay, I'm sick of you saying I am. I'm not as good as the Beatles, guys, and stop saying that I am.
We wanted to take
It's
some
disrespectful.
Time today. How dare you?
It's the skirt and the panties of my musical life.
Okay, guys, as we move into 2024, we're reminded of the importance of ratings and reviews. And so if you haven't...
I felt very serious for a second.
I totally did. If you haven't left us one or both of those, we would appreciate it greatly, especially reviews. Guys, you can leave reviews on Apple, on Podchaser, Castbox, Podcast Addict, Good Pods, and Amazon/Audible.
Also, the Nextdoor app. If you just want to go there and tell people how great we are. If you want to go there and tell everyone I'm as good as the Beatles, you feel free to do that.
That's right.
Yeah.
And on all those platforms, you can leave ratings as well. Spotify, no reviews, but ratings only.
Yeah.
But they all help us, but particularly reviews. What's your warm heart?
How about getting to spend some time with friends Teddy and Sophia the other day? And that was really fun. And then also tack onto it. I know I've used this numerous times, but finishing up this record. It's very meaningful to me and it's very special. And getting to wrap up tracking on it was very, very special. So what about yours?
Cannot wait for that.
It's going to be good.
I'm super excited.
It's going to be better than the Beatles. It's not.
My warm heart this week is the importance of unplugging and rest.
I think you're going to say TSA pre-check.
That too. Also, check in your skirt, guys.
Hey everyone, check your skirts, okay?
Check your skirts, guys.
Make sure your skirts aren't tucked, okay, guys? Have a wonderful day, and thanks for listening to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. We know you have your choice of podcasts, and we thank you. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Hi.